video, find out how to find your life purpose in 10 minutes. I'm going to share with you processes and understandings you can have so that you're able to do that and really be able to feel in alignment with who you prefer to be and to know which direction to go in. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to find your life purpose in a very short amount of time. And this has to do with really who we are at a deeper level. Now understand that actually the life purpose that we all have is the same, it's just the details are a little bit different. Your life purpose is to awaken to more of who you really are. Your life purpose is to be yourself. Now I know that's a very blanket statement, and it's kind of like, okay, that's great, but what, we want to know exactly what we're supposed to be doing in life. But you see, that's the thing in general that trips so many people up, because in the present moment what they do is they assume they have to have all the answers right now in the present moment, when life isn't so much about the end destination, it's more about the journey and the process itself. Now, I'm still going to share with you ways that you can find out what your main purpose is of what you think you should be doing. But in general, the main purpose, I believe, on the planet at this time is for people to awaken to who they really are, and at the same time to understand at a spiritual level that we are immortal spiritual beings having temporary human experiences. Now, when we come to this understanding and we start to really, embody it, that's where amazing things begin to change, because we begin to then connect to the larger aspect of ourselves. We begin to connect to a larger purpose rather than just what the ego thinks that it wants. Now, this means that by having this level of understanding and this level of awareness, everything begins to change, because we then are living from a point of presence, we're living from a point of purpose, and from that place, that's where we're able to find out what and where we want to go in life. Now, I would say that when I found my purpose, it was kind of something I knew and had a feeling about. Like, I did forensics debate in high school, and I would, at first I did it just because I was trying to get out of, being afraid of doing public speaking, because one time when I was in the ninth grade, I gave a speech in front of a whole bunch of people, and I completely forgot what I was supposed to say, and it was very embarrassing. So I said, okay, I'm going to do forensics debate because it's going to push me outside of that. And I was going to, I'm just going to do it for 1 year. And I did it my sophomore year of high school. And I remember that the first 2 or 3 tournaments, because there were like debate tournaments that you'd go to, the first 2 or 3 tournaments was like kind of okay, but then there was something that happened. I just felt like I got into this flow state, and I started to speak very passionately. And from that point going forward, from sophomore year, I knew that one day I'd be a speaker at some level. Like, I would do lectures, or I'd give some type of like content information. And at first I thought I was going to be a lawyer, right? Because I was like, oh, so I was going to college to be a lawyer. But then I realized that that's not what my passion really is. But that was the seed that was planted, and I always kind of had a thought of myself of being somebody that would just be a speaker. So I kind of had that in the background, even though I didn't know exactly how that was going to come about. And then fast forward until a couple, maybe 5 years ago, I had my spiritual awakening, and from that I learned all of this information that I share on this YouTube channel, and I came to understand myself at a much deeper level. And because I felt so different after that experience, I started to feel good a majority of the time. I didn't need to drink, I didn't need caffeine, I just felt so good and alive that I felt like I had to share that with people. So then it all kind of clicked into place from that level of awareness, and from that just acting from that passion, acting from that excitement. So to find your purpose in 10 minutes, first off, know that your main purpose in life is to shape your reality, and is to choose who you prefer to be, and it's to let go of what no longer serves, and for you to really just awaken to who you're meant to be in life. So the process, the way that you can go about this, is by in every moment acting on the most exciting thing that you can do. This is called following your excitement, and by doing that, understand that what your excitement is excitement is a feeling, it's a vibrational interpretation of who you really prefer to be. So as you do little things every day where you follow your excitement, understand that that builds momentum. You see, when I first started creating these videos, I knew that if I just started making them, that would lead me to the next thing, that would lead me to the next thing, and then eventually I started a YouTube channel. And then from there, now it's spawned into a business, and now it's somewhere where I'm able to help many people doing what I love to do. But I simply followed my passion, and I took action from that place. Now, if you're like, well, I don't know exactly what my passion could be in this moment, well, just ask yourself this question routinely. what is the most exciting thing that I could do in this moment? And it doesn't have to be something exciting like you feel like you're just going to run around in blissful excitement. It could be something very subtle. What is the most exciting thing I can do in this moment? And it could be something like I feel like going to the park, walking the dog. I feel like going to eat something because I'm hungry. I feel like calling this person because I haven't talked to them in a while. I feel like reading this book because I want to learn more about it. And as you start to do that, you're going to start to build momentum. You're starting to choose, because part of your purpose is to choose and to shape your reality. You're starting to choose things that are in vibrational resonance with who you prefer to be. Now, this in a way is kind of like a carrot on a stick, because you will follow that excitement and it will lead you to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, until eventually you are living in a static expression of who you choose to be. Then that might lead you to, I know that I want to be a reporter and I want to travel the world and I want to blog about it, or I want to start pursuing some type of sports that I love to do, or that I want to talk about it and I want to blog about it. Or, you know, blogging's cool because it's online and it's like so easy. If you get into it, it's so much freedom involved with it, so I always use it because just kind of it's what I've done. But you could do this towards anything. Maybe it's a certain job that you want to have, and you start to follow your excitement. You start to meet people that synchronistically kind of vibe with you, and then they offer you a job. Who knows what it is? But just trust the process and knowing that as you take action from that place, there will be a dynamic expression of how you choose to be and of leading you to the next best thing, to the next best thing, to the next best thing. So this is something that the more you do, the easier it becomes, but the more you choose yourself, and I mean the core resonance of who you choose to be, the more you're actually going to be in alignment with the emotions that you prefer to feel. So understand that what the feeling of excitement is that excitement is vibrational resonance with your higher self, with who you choose to be, and that as you begin to follow that, you're going to be aligning with that higher reality of what you want to experience. Think of your higher self in a way is the larger aspect of who you are. It's in more metaphorically speaking on a mountaintop, and on that mountaintop it can see into the valley, which is where the ego self is, and it can let you know where to go to get quickest up the mountain and to enjoy the process the most. And it can see that if you follow your excitement, even though it may feel like you're going in a longer direction, you don't know and it feels unknown, if you trust the process, you trust that the higher self's going to tell you what to do, that's how you're going to get up the mountain the quickest. And understand that that communication from the higher self to the ego self is the feeling of excitement that strings you to know in which direction you should go. So this is about that awareness. It's about understanding that your purpose is already within you. There's a couple other ways you can find your purpose, and that's simply being aware of the kind of books that you're attracted to. Be aware of the kind of things that you enjoy consuming. Be aware of, and really ask yourself the question though, am I consuming this because I'm numbing myself? Like sometimes we might get, we're just watching certain TV shows just because it's something that, distracts us from the present moment. Or ask yourself, if this is something I'm really interested in. And as you start to ask yourself those questions, you will start to see a reflection in your life. Understand that as you start to set intentions, that you will start to find more reasons and you will start to find more things come to fruition in your life. Not only that, but as you start to ask the right questions, your brain will start to look for the answers. So start to ask yourself the question, what am I passionate about? What would I love to be doing? What is my favorite thing to be doing? And as you start to ask those questions, like also the question of what is the most exciting thing that I can do, you're going to start to find the answers, and from that place you can take action from that core expression of who you choose to be. Now, another part of this is understanding our subconscious mind, and over 90% of our life is ran by our subconscious mind. So that's why I've created a free MP3 guided meditation that you can listen to every single day that will allow you to completely change your self-image, to start to see yourself as living your life purpose so that you're able to find out what that is and live from that core expression. So it's something that I've created for you to be able to listen to for about 21 days straight is what I recommend for you to get the most benefit out of it. But as you do it, you'll start to see yourself in a new way, and you'll start to really tap into that core vibration of excitement that you prefer to have. So that's something that's absolutely free. That's in the description box below. And other than that, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, hit that little notification gear next to the subscribe button so that you can see the daily videos that I do, because now the way YouTube does things, you actually have to hit that button to see those daily vids. And other than that, as always, I will see you guys on the next vid. peace, much love, and namaste.